Yo, Thought Warriors. What is up? Higher Learning is on. It's I, Van Lathan Jr.
And it's me, Rachel and Lindsay.
Okay, so people are misunderstanding the Matrix.
No, Van. Wait, are people misunderstanding the Matrix? Like, I don't know about the Matrix. I don't know if that's like something that's front of mind for most people.
You're right.
But you are interested in the Matrix.
Well, no, I'm interested in how I think our misunderstanding of the Matrix sometimes talks about the power of story, media, and cultural literacy, and our reflex to view things in a certain lens.
In what way?
All right, I'm going to ask a question real quick. To everyone in the room, where do the free human beings in the Matrix world live? Who knows?
I don't know what you mean by free human beings.
What's the name of the free city?
Is this from the movie?
From the movie.
Oh, Lord. I
Donnie, do you know?
I don't remember. Was it Zion?
Ashleigh?
Zion.
Okay.
Nice.
Zion.
Wow,
Nice.
Donnie.
Score one for Donnie. The actual answer is this. There are no free human beings in the Matrix world. They're not.
The movie.
The movie world. In the the 4 movies now with Matrix Revolutions, the entire thing, there are actually no free human beings. And this is a reflection of our world.
Buckle up, guys.
Okay. So I was having a conversation. And the conversation was like, hey, I've had several conversations over the years. Somebody was like, hey, this is like Zion. We have to have a place for free people. Zion is not free. Zion in the Matrix is not free. The people in Zion are hostages, and that's by design. Now, listen, I'm going to be as concise as I possibly can. Okay, this is how the Matrix works, guys. And this is why the allegory and the story is actually very important from the Wachowskis. Now, you remember the Matrix 1?
Vaguely. It's been a long time.
Donnie, you remember it?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so in the first Matrix, Smith tells Neo that they created a Matrix at first. And human beings rejected this Matrix.
Okay.
They rejected it because the Matrix that they created, the machines created, was a utopia. And the human consciousness, the human mind, cannot
Conceptualize that.
There you go. Cannot conceptualize or contemplate a utopia. It doesn't make any sense to the human mind. So they rejected that Matrix. It's like, hey, that's not real. All right? Entire crops were lost, is what Smith said. Then he says, okay, we come back and we make another Matrix. This Matrix is closer to what the actual reality of human life is like, right? It's ups, downs, it's whatever. That one was also rejected.
Why?
Because there was no choice.
Oh, there's no free will?
Yeah. See, there was no choice. So then the machines do something that was ingenious. They create an intuitive program to analyze the human mind and figure out what the best matrix for the human mind would be. Does anyone know who that program is?
I can't remember.
That program is the Oracle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's who that program is, right?
Okay.
So the Oracle looks at human beings and their minds and their consciousness, and the Oracle says, you know what? People need a choice. Even if that choice is subconscious, people have to have a choice, right? So they do the Matrix again, and they give people a choice, even if it's a subconscious choice, whether or not they're accepting the Matrix, right?
Okay.
So everybody in the Matrix that you are looking at has accepted the Matrix, even if they don't know that they have. But there are some people who reject it. We saw that in the first Matrix. See when Neo was looking at everything and it wasn't, that's him going, this world doesn't make any sense, rejecting the Matrix. Then Morpheus, Trinity, the whole crew, they come and find people, they take them out. All right, here's the rub with that. Every time that happens, there is an anomaly that happens in the Matrix. Every time someone looks at the Matrix and rejects the Matrix, it glitches.
Yeah.
There's an anomaly that occurs. Those anomalies happen for 100 years. And when those anomalies reach a critical mass, the machines decide to dump all of that code into one person. Who is the one person, do you guys think?
Neo?
The one. So the machines then create the one. They make the one. Your leader, your savior, your thing, the machines, the thing that is controlling you, creates that. Neo, then being the sum total of all of these anomalies, can bend the matrix and control it at his will. He can do seemingly everything, but he is also a creation of that matrix. He's legitimately a part of the system that he thinks it is his job to break. Now, what happens after that? The machines need Neo back. The code that's inside of his head, he has to reinsert that code into the matrix, or else the entire matrix will fail. So when you guys saw the conversation between Neo and the architect in the matrix, the architect was explaining to Neo the situation, which is, we need your code to go back into the matrix. If you do not reboot the matrix right now, the matrix will crash. And if the matrix crashes, all of the human beings that are hooked up to the matrix will die. At the same time, we will attack Zion. Zion, which is a place that we allowed you to create so that human beings could live there. If we attack Zion and kill all the human beings there, and the matrix crashes and all the human beings die, then that's the end of the human race. And they've done that 6 times before. They allow Neo to take, I think it's 23 people, and start Zion. And then with the knowledge that in 100 years, this will all happen again. There was only one thing, and this is the most important thing about the entire story. So the people in Zion are not free. They're hostages. They're hostages of the machine that are of the machines that are placed there on purpose to manipulate Neo, to make Neo think that he is fighting for something, to make Neo think that he has choice, to make people think that there is a choice. There's one thing that changed this entire deal, the whole story of the Matrix. Neo fell in love with Trinity. So when he was given that choice, whether or not to reboot the Matrix or to save her life, he chose to save her. He said, no, I'm not doing it. Whatever happens, happens. He chose to save her. And when he walks out of the door, you can look at the article, oh, Lord, free will. A true choice based on one thing, connection to people. And what the story is actually trying to say is, all of the choices that you have, all the leaders that you love, all of the people that are, none of them have free will. The only free will that you have is how much you care about other people. It's like how much you love actually somebody else. And that's the entire deal. So when I'm talking to people and they go, we got to be like Zion, the free city. The only freedom that we have in the world is loving each other. That's the only freedom we have. And it has to be love and connection and our desire to build community with one another that beats everything else, because every single thing else is the Matrix. Even your leaders are the Matrix. Now, what I will say is this. All of this is in those movies, but it is so hard to understand.
So hard to understand. That's why I quit after the second one. It's not for me.
It is so hard to understand that I can get why people didn't grasp it. I researched Matrix lore for probably about 6 months because we were going into Matrix Revolutions and I had to do so.
But can I ask you this?
Sure.
I remember when the Matrix came out, and again, extremely confusing. And now I will be honest, you're making me want to go back and watch it. Very, very interesting the way you just broke that down. And you're so right about free will and the freedom within that, the true freedom within that. I remember when it came out and everybody thought it was religious. Do you remember that? Because Neo was the one, he was the savior, he fell in love with the Trinity, there was the Morpheus of it all. Yeah. So I'm asking you, because I am definitely not 6 months into research, is there any connection with the religion aspect of it and free will?
Well, it didn't take 6 months of research for me to get through all of this, but it did. I just got so deep into it. The Animatrix is probably the best stuff of all of it. It is religious.
And the Oracle.
But it is religious. But understand that even how on the nose it is about the religion is very direct, because it doesn't matter whether or not your religious doctrine is accurate whether or not it's true, whether or not everything that you read in your Bible or your Torah or your Quran, or whether or not all of that stuff is true. What matters is whether or not it becomes a form of systemic control, whether or not it becomes something that is not used to bond people together, but exclude people and immiserate them. That's the most important thing. It's not about whether or not Jesus died on the cross for your sins and God sent his son. Though the actual, all of that stuff is secondary to whether or not your belief system, who you are and what you are, helps people come together to better themselves over the course of their life. And all of that stuff, the beauty of whatever it is that you believe, can be buried under the fact that you just are okay with people getting fucked over. And you won't stand up for the things that you love. So Neo, for whatever reason, the Oracle put Neo and Trinity together. The Oracle was really, after, she kind of became one of the number one haters of the machine, she actually put Neo and Trinity together to purposely foil the Matrix. She put them together and kind of made them, even that, she kind of made them fall in love, like an Adam and Eve thing, to purposely foil the Matrix, to make Neo make a choice that would destroy the endless cycle of subjugation by the machines. And, story is very important. We can move on to the actual real life, but story is very important. But when I'm talking to people and I hear them go, yeah, we got to be free like the people in Zion, I'll be like, hey, the fact that they weren't free is such a big part of the story. It's like almost the point of the story. The point of the story is they were surveilled, they were watched, they were enslaved, they were hostages, and they didn't even know it. And that's you.
Us.
I mean, us. Like, that's you. All right, Donnie.
Yeah. Nice.
Woo! Woo!
You feel better? You release that. You feel good?
Well, I don't want to, I'm on the phone with people, and people, after I have this conversation, they really stop fucking with me.
I'm intrigued. I don't know why.
That's because you're brilliant.
I know you probably are like, oh, Rachel's gonna hate on this, but I'm literally looking up the Matrix and I'm like, where to watch? I have to go back and I have to watch it. I always found it very interesting, but it definitely, I was like, woo, this is. I don't get this.
You guys are gonna watch that scene with Neo and the architect again.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are on the other side is listening like, damn, man, well, you know all this. You're gonna watch that scene with Neo and the architect again. And you're going to be like, oh, that's exactly what he's saying. I swear I was in that theater and I was like, God damn, I'm done. I'm dumb. What the fuck are they talking about? All right, let's see who's the Neo and the architect of Mamdani and Trump. I mean, I know we're a little late on this, but it happened we got 2 shows a week. It happened. So like Mamdani and Trump. Donnie, go.
Trump and Mamdani met at the White House last week, and it didn't go how a lot of people expected it to go. Let's hear a little bit of the exchange with the press corps.
But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am. I will say there's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great.
Mr. President.
Okay, how about you? Go ahead, please.
You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays than you used to, but you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
After the meeting. Okay.
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. No, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but she's out there campaigning, and you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Isn't that sort of
she's a very capable person. But you really have to ask her about that. But I don't particularly. I think I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great.
What do we think?
So before the meeting, everybody was obviously not expecting that reaction. I think Fox News said that it was going to be a showdown with socialism. And that's not what we got.
No.
But honestly, that's kind of what I expected.
You expected Trump to act in the way that he did?
Trump, first off, and I saw some people talk about this, Trump loves a winner. Mamdani is a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Trump, claims to be, a fighter for populism, more so in rhetoric only, but that's also the message that Mamdani has. I think Trump is being nice for now, right? It's the first meeting. He's showing off for the cameras. We've talked about it here. When you talk to Trump and you meet with him, he says, "What do you want?" He's charming. Mamdani is charming. I wouldn't expect this to go any other way. I think what I'm more shocked at is the reaction from a lot of the media, because I'm like, here we go again. It's the same thing I said about Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's ridiculous how so many people are like, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look at what she's saying. She's turning a corner. No, she's not. There's an ulterior motive. And the same thing with Trump. You think Trump all of a sudden, after all the hate he was spewing out in regards to Mamdani, talking about how he was going to take funding away from New York City, talking about how all the things that he was going to do to combat Mamdani, all of a sudden that changed overnight because of one meeting? This is Trump. Just last week, he was talking about that we should execute Democrats. Trump is being nice for now. This is for show. This is what Trump does. So the fact that the media is like, Trump is just a guy who loves Manhattan. He loves New York. That's the city he's from. He said he wanted to be the mayor himself of that city. So this is just him showing love to someone who equally is from the city and has the same amount of love. No. My dad always says, history has predictive value. We know who Trump is. We know what he represents. And one meeting where he's being nice for now doesn't erase all the things that he has said about
Who said that it would erase any of it? What media are you watching?
A lot of certain media I saw was like, can we just be happy that they had a nice meeting? Can we just be... I've seen both, but I was shocked at the people who were like, wow, Trump really loves Manhattan. I wasn't watching Fox News. Trump really loves Manhattan. Trump really is looking at Mamdani as a guy who also is from New York. Trump likes a winner. Yes, I was seeing a lot of that rhetoric. All of that to say, we know who Trump is. We know what he represents. We know the things that he has said about Mamdani. They might have had one meeting, but that doesn't erase the differences they have and the things that they want to see for the city. I mean, as soon as Mamdani won, Trump was talking about affordability. Mm-hmm. So I think that, he's going to tap into that because he sees that is something that American citizens is a concern for them. But as far as immigration or funding and things of that nature, I don't think that Trump is changing at all. And I don't think one meeting allowed him to reconcile the differences that they have with one another by any means.
I don't know that I think that Trump changed. I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't think he changed at all.
Well, no. I think Donald Trump is incredibly transactional.
Yes.
And he is whoever he feels like he has to be to get whatever he needs at that point. I don't think that there's very much principle that governs anything that Donald Trump does. The question is, why did he feel like he had to be that person in that exchange? Because he hasn't been that person in past exchanges, right? Whether it be in the Oval or anywhere else. He wasn't that person with Vladimir Zelensky. He wasn't. I'm just saying, there are times when Donald Trump gives you the carrot, and there are times when Donald Trump gives you the stick. And it's not necessarily about, to me, whether or not Donald Trump has become a democratic socialist. I don't know anyone. You have to be a moron to think that. The question, more than anything, is why he decided to play nice. Every single question with Donald Trump, since there's no principle other than gimme, gimme, gimme.
Right.
What can I grab? How can I have more? The question is, what made him play nice with that guy right then? That's the thing that I've seen or that fascinates me.
Yeah, I've seen that too. But I think the reason he did it, Zelensky, I think, is different. He's not, Zelensky that's Ukraine. his citizen, like the way that he runs the country is not like Mamdani is New York. The citizen, like he is a democratic socialist that beat out. The money was against him. The establishment was against him. The administration was against him, and he still won. I think Trump is impressed by that. The fact that he was able to win, so much so that, to your point that you made a couple of weeks ago when he won, that he actually stole his message. Now he's all about affordability. I think he is impressed with him. I think that's all that was right there.
Well, that's significant.
Yeah, I think he's impressed with him in the fact that he won, not impressed enough to where, to your point, he's not a democratic socialist. He's not adopting the same mentality that Mamdani has. I think it was like, I met this guy, he's charming, like you said, it's transactional, and it's New York. It's American citizens. Like, the citizens are responding a certain way, and they didn't just in New York, they did in other states as well. This is the game, I think, that Trump is playing, which is why it's different from Zelensky in Ukraine. I think that he wanted to play nice for now, maybe for the future, maybe for 2026, maybe to show that it's a unified front, and he's giving the appearance that he's working together, even though we know that that's not the case. I think that this is one meeting, and he's like, "Hey, we came to a common ground."
The Zelensky example is only the example of somebody who came to the Oval that Trump and Vance just avalanched when they came there, right? It was an example of it can go bad, right? And they don't have any problem with it going bad in front of the cameras, whomever, be it Trump, Vance, Rubio, whoever it is. I guess what I'm saying is there are other mayors, right, that have been called low IQ. There are other mayors that have been called DEI. I get that Mamdani is different with the way that he's been able to specifically ignite voters in New York and kind of raise a philosophical and intellectual conversation in American politics, period, about what he is that he wants to do. I guess what I'm saying is, whenever Donald Trump plays nice, whatever he's kind of bends or is cordial, particularly with somebody on the other side, is interested in asking why.
Of course.
Not because you believe that Donald Trump has had any sort of about face in the way he looks at the world. But it's interesting because it's interesting in his relationship to power. It's interesting to see what moves him. It's interesting to see what he actually cares about, where he actually can sort of be bent. And by the way, it's not like Donald Trump came out in this and said, okay, 2% hike raise on all of the 2% tax raise on anybody making $1 million a year. I'm with that. It's not like Donald Trump came out and said, hey, free buses, that's great. It's not like Donald Trump he didn't actually talk about any of the policy that Mamdani. He talked about affordability, he talked about messaging. And those are things that are easy to agree on when you get into the guts of what you have to do to affect that messaging and the policy that has to actually be the backstop there. There wasn't much discussion of that, so I'm sure there's a lot of daylight. But it beyond it being people believing that Donald Trump had some kind of major change of heart, I do think it's interesting that they spent months on months insinuating they wanted to deport Mamdani. Insinuating that Mamdani was a jihadist, a communist, a terrorist, an anti-Semite. And then when he was accepted inside of the Oval, Trump's seat of power that he has dripping and adorned with gold, Trump smiled the biggest fried chicken smile that he could and sat there and had a love fest with him. And by the way, you can look at, what's the guy's, Jack Posobiec? He legitimately, there's a video of him going, whew, and then walking to the back of the press pool because he was so shocked by what it was that he was witnessing. And this is the other part of it. There's a part of me that believes that Donald Trump is mad at his base and he is trolling them. There's a part of me that believes that Donald Trump did a lot of this to embarrass a lot of people that have been on the record rhetorically about Mamdani. That Donald Trump is petulant and he's upset. He's upset that people are breaking with him over the Epstein thing. He's upset that people continue to make the prices in this country an actual issue. He's upset that he hasn't gotten the support from his people in Israel and on the Israel issue. And part of him making nice with Mamdani was a punishment. It was punishing them. It was now they have to go out on their TV shows, on their blogs, and they have to explain this. They have to make this make sense to all of these people. Part of this, I feel like this was a mini little tantrum by Donald Trump to me. I mean, that's kind of how I looked at it. I'm like, oh, he's saying, oh, you guys, he's fuck me? No, guys, it's fuck you. Watch this. Socialism is great. Like part of it was him throwing a tantrum to me. It's like all of you guys that keep bucking me, I can buck y'all. I can make y'all look silly. Just know that the messaging comes straight on down from the king. And if you're not with it, I can like throw a curveball and really put you guys in a weird place with your constituencies and all of that. Just more and more cracks in the MAGA base. Did you see some of the reactions from the centralized power of the Democrats to this? Some reactions. There was thoughts out there. I saw a couple of different quotes that compared the response to Trump and Mamdani and Mamdani meeting with Trump to Muriel Bowser, to Gretchen Whitmer, to stuff like that. Just some of that stuff.
Yeah, the Muriel Bowser thing, I just don't understand the comparison when it comes to that.
Yeah.
That is a reach, and I understand.
Oh, Daddy.
Well, I understand, the response being like, oh, he responded. People are saying the response was more critical to a Black woman. I get all of that, but Muriel Bowser has a totally different situation.
Explain it to the people.
Well, I mean, she's been mayor for 10 years? Somewhere around there, like right around that time. When she first came into office and during Trump's first term, she was critical of Trump, rightfully so, all of that. All of a sudden, she's like, hey, I want to do a unified front to work together in the city. I'm not even mad about that. It's what she was doing that was directly against the base, what she's been prior to that didn't make any sense. And we've seen actions from Muriel Bowser where we have not seen actions from Mamdani yet. So you can't compare the two. Mamdani has said he's going to do these things. Let's wait and see what happens. He hasn't bend the knee to Trump. I could say that Muriel Bowser has. She destroyed the Black Lives Matter Plaza near the White House. She cleared out homelessness encampments because they angered Trump. She stood next to him at the Oval Office, all while smiling. She went out of her way to praise him for sending federal law enforcement agents into the city.
Do you know why she did that?
Why did she do it?
Because she was specifically asked to.
By Trump. And she followed suit. And she was like, we're so this is the quote she said. She said, we greatly appreciate the surge of officers that enhance what MPD has been able to do in this city. Like, she praised the actions of Trump adding more police and policing the city when it really wasn't necessary. That is not, you can't compare the reaction to that versus what we just saw in the Oval Office with Mamdani. He just got in there. We don't even know what he's going to do. So to make the comparison to me was an extreme reach.
So we'll talk about Whitmer in a second. This is what I will say about Bowser to try Bowser. I'm sorry, guys. It is Muriel Bowser, shout out, but I gotta call her Muriel because every time I say this is what I'll say about Bowser, I have an immediate negative response. Do you know why?
Why?
Because that's who you say the princess against, man. And that's just a fact. That's who you say the princess against. So like the thing with Mayor Bowser is that even when I would see Mayor Bowser, I'd be like, God damn, we got to say the princess. We got to go. And Bowser is one of the enduring villains of all time.
Well,
she's not a villain in any way, shape, or form. But every time when I think about Bowser, I'm sorry, guys. I spent a lot of time trying to beat Bowser. It's not great. Anyway, but okay, this is what I will say about Mayor Bowser. And I will take goddamn accountability. When we went into the Mayor Bowser issue, is what I will say. When we went into the Mayor Bowser issue, we should have done a deeper dive, even here, of everything that was going on. Let me tell you why I say this.
Everything that was going on in D.C.?
Everything that was going on with why she did what she did. Now, I do not agree with her doing what she did, but I do think this, and I hope you guys are listening to me. I no longer care, and the deeper I get into the actual issues of Americans, I no longer care about when we talked about back and forth, the specific criticisms of choices that people make. I care about diving into these issues so that people can make up their own minds, right? And being really, like, having a lot of intellectual allegiance to flushing the issue out. And there is something about everything that you said about Mayor Bowser is true, right? Everything that you said about Mayor Bowser is true. The question, I guess, is the why of it all. Now, the why of it is that she felt like what she was trying to do was limit the power that Trump could take over D.C. because of we did. At the same time, I do feel like there is a situation that arises sometimes where we look at someone that does something that we don't like, and I definitely don't agree with a mayor of a major American city relenting to a power grab from the federal government and from Donald Trump. But it must also be stated that in D.C., he has the specific capability and power to assert his power in a very direct way.
Yes.
And she was in a position to where she had to make the decision about how much power she needed to retain and the way to mitigate Donald Trump's assault on D.C. in terms of turning it into his own little police state. And what she chose to do was relent and, in a way, capitulate to that in order to stop him from taking more.
Yeah.
He asked her, this is according to reporting from Jonathan O'Connell of the Washington Post, Donald Trump asked her, O'Connell says, Bowser's priority was singularly focused on preserving D.C.'s autonomy. During a meeting with the White House officials prior to this press conference that we're talking about, she was assured that the federal crime emergency would come to an end after 30 days. And during that meeting, she was asked directly by the president to praise the administration's crackdown, which was going to piss all of us off, right? But she did it so that D.C. could remain independent from the president's overreach.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that the juice is worth the squeeze there. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that in situations like this, we do have the responsibility to present the entire choice matrix and the thinking and the in-depth of that so that people can say, capitulation to the president, one thing, turning a belly over to the president, one thing, but there is a bunch of political realities that lie beneath someone's decision to do something rather than them just scotting up with MAGA.
So we totally talked about that last time.
I don't know that we did.
We totally talked about the Home Rule Act.
God damn it, I'm not sure that we did.
Because I've specifically mentioned the Home Rule Act. And I specifically mentioned the power that is particular that the president has over DC versus other cities.
I don't know that we directly connected. I apologize. I just want to make sure that I know. Apologies. I just want to make sure you responded to the right thing. I'm not saying that we didn't talk about the Home Rule Act. I'm saying that I'm not so sure that we connected the dots on her willingness and want to maintain the autonomy of the city. And how she did that up against what she was facing from the federal government.
I thought we did. That's the only reason I would bring up the Home Rule Act, because there's a different power grab that he has. But particularly what was so big at that time was, yes, I understand all of that. But at that time, It was the showing of, okay, you're doing this. Now, he doesn't have the same power to do that in other cities, but at that time, he was threatening to go into Chicago and LA and New York. And it was this idea of, hey, you're capitulating to him in this instance. It makes it feel like now he has that power to go into, not the same power as the Home Rule Act because it doesn't apply, but he was also threatening to go into other cities at the time. So it wasn't a good look. I understand why she did it. Not that I agree, like you, but it was what it represented at the time. That's what we also talked about.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. The only thing I'm saying is that, like, but before we cast heroes and villains.
Yeah, she's not a villain.
I know. I'm not going to lie. If you don't want to be a villain, maybe you connect your middle name to your last name and you go Dash. You go, because if I'm got to call you Bowser all day, man, that's tough. And I'm going to get back to the issue, but you say you're not a villain, but then you Bowser. You know?
She's also,
it's basically like having like Governor Lex Luthor running for governor. You can't have my vote. You could be the illest. But then you trying to kill Superman. What's up with you? You know what I'm saying?
You don't think that there's
Thanos for senator. No, that's not happening. Mayor Bowser, I fuck with you, I guess. But what I'm saying is that's tough. Bowser's on the ballot.
Okay, I was like, you got one more character to name that I'm gonna be lost.
It's tough.
You got stops. It stops with Thanos.
And as far as Whitmer's concerned, Whitmer got totally played. I'm gonna be real with you. This type of messaging, like over and over again, everybody comes out. This is kind of what makes me feel like the Democratic establishment is sometimes controlled opposition, because the minute that this comes out, there is a concerted, direct, and consistent effort to attack on this, the same messaging. Like, this is because he's a man, this is because he's a man, this is because he's a man. It was different for Whitmer, it was different for Bowser, it was different. All the messaging comes out so fast that it makes me think, wait a minute. Are there places where these messages are being disseminated for them to come out and all of that? Now, look, once again, you can think whatever you want to think about it. And there is definitely a different way that people are approaching Mamdani and approaching what he's doing because of belief that is, some of this is based on the fact that that's a guy right there.
Sure.
Like, if Trump has never made nice with AOC.
Yeah.
Or, he's never made nice with Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, he's never.
Yeah, well, as I said last podcast, he hates women.
Right. So part of that is he sees an adversary there, a worthy adversary, and part of that adversary being worthy is his maleness. Sure. It's just a fact.
Sure.
I'm sorry that you guys don't want to deal with it. But like that's a fact.
But these are not right comparisons.
I don't think so. And with the Whitmer thing, like, he just straight up played Whitmer. Whitmer went there to get funding for Air Force Base, and that she has to do as a governor. It's like she has to do that. And then Trump just went, hey, come into the Oval. And he signed. Started signing executive orders and taking pictures. She didn't know what was going on. She went there to get the thing. And Trump was like, come into the Oval. That was like being in a situation. I was in a situation one time where I watched this happen. It was like a friend of mine, his sister's boyfriend came over to the house.
Okay.
And they come over to the house, and the sister and the boyfriend come over to the house, and the mother looks at the sister and goes, yeah, he's going to marry you. And this guy's like, and she goes, he's going to marry you. Come over here. I want to show you my wedding dress.
Oh my God.
My wedding dress, because I want her to get married in my wedding dress. And this guy is like, okay, yeah, that's dope. That shit tight. That's tight. And she shows him the wedding dress, and he shows all that. And we looking around like, God damn, this nigga, he was Gretchen Whitmer. He didn't know what to do. Like, he had no clue what to do. He just got pulled into the Oval Office.
And what happened? They never made it to the altar.
Man, this nigga was so funny. Let me tell you. So this nigga, this is one of the funniest niggas ever, man. Later on, like weeks later, we was in the house chilling. And this nigga went to the bathroom in the back. And then he comes out of the bathroom. And he goes, God damn, somebody just dropped a bomb in that bitch. And I was like, you talking about people taking shits at these people's houses? It's like, whatever. He was like, yeah, man. Shit. one of y'all need to change y'all diet. He's in there. I think he did suicide by cop. I think he just he was starting trying to race people.
Oh, okay.
I think he just decided, I'm going to become such an asshole that I'm going to get out of this family. But when he came out the back and he was like, somebody just dropped a bomb in that bitch, me and my homeboy started laughing because the mom was not the type of person that you could have these type of jokes with about taking shits in the house and shit.
Okay, so she was privy to this conversation. She heard it.
When he said drop the bomb?
Yeah.
This was a family dinner that he said.
You see, you didn't say that.
Oh, yo, my bad. Yeah.
You didn't say that.
This was a family dinner. It was like 10 people at dinner. This was like a family dinner. It was little delicate Cornish hens everywhere. Everybody was having fun eating. And he just came out the bathroom. Somebody just dropped a bomb. Who dropped a bomb?
Oh, yeah, you did not say that part.
He was trying to get out of it. His niggas started getting drunk. But anyway, that's what happened to Gretchen Whitmer.
Why do people do that? Just say this isn't for me. Why do you have to play that game where you have to like self-sabotage rather than just saying, hey, this isn't working out for me? Why do people avoid difficult conversations? And by people, I mean men.
I think people do it. I think it's subconscious.
Men are really good at that.
Sometimes you don't know you're doing it.
So it's innately within y'all.
I don't know. It is.
Are you avoidant? Because it's an avoidant thing. Like it's a communication style.
I don't think you want to have this conversation. I'm just gonna be honest.
Let's save it for summer.
I don't think you want to have this conversation because there's a reason why
men are avoid.
Yeah,
because of us.
No,
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Let's move. Donnie, save us. Save us. We can save the gender wars for the Summer Walker conversation.
All right, let's take it back to Mamdani. AOC and Mamdani, they both seem reluctant to support a progressive primary challenge of Hakeem Jeffries. New York City Council member and Democratic Socialist Chi Osei filed paperwork for the seat. AOC talked to Axios and said, I certainly don't think a primary challenge to the leader is a good thing right now. And Mamdani spoke about it. He said, while I appreciate the great work that Councilmember Osei has done on the council, especially for tenants, I believe that there are many ways right now here in New York City to both deliver on an affordability agenda and take on the authoritarian administration in the White House.
Did this surprise you?
A little bit. First of all, this primary challenge is already dead. So this morning, it is.
Oh, he's
well, not this morning or yesterday. So there was a vote that was held by the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America. And the vote was whether or not they should recommend Osei, who I have to say something real quick. And everybody's going to say this. Chi Osei's father is Reggie Osei, Combat Jack. Rest in peace to Combat Jack and everything that Combat Jack meant in the culture and to, this is going to sound crazy, to like podcasting. The Combat Jack podcast and everything that they did over there was just insanely important, amazing work. Really, one of the things that blew open the doors in hip-hop podcasting. Reggie Osei for a long time was an attorney inside of the industry. Like, when I see that that's his dad, it just makes me want him to succeed even more. So that's a part of Chi's rise, and at least for me, and wanting to see him is just because he comes from just such a fantastic lineage of cultural authenticity. So I have to say that. But there was a vote where they were voting on whether or not to support the primary challenge, and the DSA voted no. Okay, and so the vote was yes 46%, no 52%, with 2% abstaining.
And that came after these comments from AOC and. This is a question. So after AOC and Mamdani made these comments?
Well, after at the same time, the vote was, a lot of this stuff started to break last week. The vote was this past Saturday. So, and there was a meeting that Mamdani went to where he was vocal about the fact that this is not the right time to primary Hakeem Jeffries.
So the sentiment was there.
So, Chi was asked about whether or not he was going to run despite the vote. Despite the vote. This was his response. I have no intention of running this race without the support of NYC DSA, of which I am proud to be a member. That tells me something. That they worked this out internally.
Yeah. No, for sure.
That tells me that I don't know if, and I don't know anything other than this. I did make some calls on some things, but that tells me that they worked this out internally about whether or not he was going to get something in the mayor's office or whether or not there was a plan down the road. It seems as if that there was some type of understanding that happened, not just between the DSA and Chi, but the DSA and AOC and Mamdani and whoever else was in part.
So AOC said that she didn't think it was the right time to primary Hakeem Jeffries prior to the Saturday vote.
Well, they had both said it prior to the Saturday vote.
That was my question. So I'm answering my own thing. I was like, did they say this before?
No. And they were asked, they've been asked a couple of, they've both said that prior to the Saturday vote. I think it was well known that they felt that way.
So was this shocking to you that AOC and Mamdani have decided to back Hakeem Jeffries?
Okay. Yes, at first. It is. Okay. So let me set this up the way I look at it. Yes, because here's the thing rhetorically. And I'm going to separate rhetorical ambition and messaging from political reality.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And this is difficult to do, but sometimes you got to do it. The messaging here and the rhetoric here and the intellectual thought here is that Hakeem Jeffries and his centrist corporate wing of the Democrat Party are at odds with, a lot of times, or at worst, controlled opposition to the advancement of the plights and needs of working people. That they are captured by big donors, wherever those donors might be from. Like all kinds of different places, pharmaceutical stuff, APAC stuff, just all kinds of stuff, right? And they're insulated from being in touch with the needs of working people. And more than that, they're just ineffectual. They just have led the Democratic Party into a place of ruin. And so you know what we need to do? We've talked about it here, primary them all. David Hogg style, get everybody a challenge and let's get some new blood in there. It's not like people don't believe that. This is the calculation from AOC and Mamdani, okay? And I legitimately reached out and talked to a bunch of different people to try to get a thought about what they might be thinking. This is the reality. And I'll give this to the audience and let the audience make their own mind up. Let's take one specific issue, which is a 2% tax hike on people making $1 million or more, or a corporate tax hike. Mamdani can't do that. He needs Kathy Hochul to do that. He needs that to come from Albany. He needs that to come from the State House, right? Now, if you primary Hakeem Jeffries and you support Hakeem Jeffries' primary challenger, then you're going to war with Hakeem Jeffries. You are saying you are no longer for this world and we have to take you out.
And in essence, the establishment.
The entire establishment. Hochul is in a situation right now to where she's being primaried. Okay. And when she's being primaried in 6 months from the time that Mamdani takes office, you have that amount of time to make inroads with her. She is very close to Hakeem Jeffries. So if Zohran Mamdani wants to execute his plan for New York, he needs the governor. Because he needs the governor, and the governor is entrenched and very connected to Hakeem Jeffries, and not just her, but larger parts of the Democratic establishment that he needs to get on board to get what he needs to get done, then he cannot just go to war with Hakeem Jeffries right now by backing his primary challenger. He can't do that, right? He can't do that because then his agenda fails. Now, what if Zohran Mamdani's agenda fails? There are people that believe if his agenda fails in the first 6 months of what it is that he's doing, that it fails forever. That there is one chance, one shot for Zohran Mamdani to demonstrate that his outlook, philosophy, and approach can work in New York City. And in order for that to happen, he's got to make some decisions. He retained Tish, the police commissioner, which Tish wants more troops on the street. Zohran Mamdani thinks troops, they're troops. He wants more troops on the street. Zohran Mamdani thinks there's enough. So there are some things that he's going to have to do as mayor to get these things done, to demonstrate that they can be done, that might ruffle the feathers of people who believe spiritually and rhetorically that the whole party needs a change. That's not for me to say that and for somebody to say, hey, if there was a primary challenger to Hakeem Jeffries, that you shouldn't support them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a reason why he's not supporting a primary challenge to Hakeem Jeffries right now. But there's another component in this. He is supporting a primary challenge in a different congressional race. There's a guy, I think the gentleman's name is Goldman, and Brad Lander, who is the comptroller, wants to primary that guy, and they are very directly, Mamdani and other people, supporting that primary challenge. Now, why do I bring that up? I bring that up because there are people that are going to look at this situation and go, okay, well, they're supporting Brad Lander, but they're not supporting the young, vibrant, energetic Black candidate. And even though Hakeem Jeffries is Black, Chi has gone out of his way to make the point that Jeffries actually represents the status quo for Black people, and he uses his Blackness as a shield from criticism. So he's made this about, I am the candidate. Yeah, I am the candidate that actually represents working class Black people, and that candidate is not being supported right now, and other candidates that don't look like him are. So all of these things are a part of the gumbo of considerations. However, this is for people to make their own minds up on. But what I will say is, by the calculation of the Mamdani team and other people, a primary challenge to Hakeem Jeffries means that you make an enemy out of him very directly, and that he then torpedoes everything that you are trying to get done. Everything that you could get from the governor, the political leverage and the momentum and the movement that you have, it then wilts because you don't have the political organization and machine to go get the stuff that you need done. So this is probably something that you hold your nose and do, but you have to do it.
It's chess, right? And
well,
I think that
I hate that chess shit, but yeah.
But it's exactly what it is. It's a strategy, and the Mamdani of it. And I don't know if you're applying the same school of thought to AOC, but the Mamdani of it, absolutely. I think that we have yet to see Mamdani do his politicking. We have yet to see him have to participate in the game of politics. And I think that him deciding not to primary Jeffries is exactly that, for all the reasons that you said. I think that you have to go for the bigger issue. And I would imagine, to your point, that there's an end goal that he's trying to achieve. And to do that, he might do things that are against what maybe, extreme progressives or whatever really want to do. Like, I understand the disappointment with Jeffries. I get all of that. We've talked about it here on the podcast, but it's still politics at the end of the day. And Mamdani's got to play the game in order to get what it is that he wants at the end of the day. But the AOC of it all, do you think that that's the same thing that you're saying applies to her? Is she automatically attached to Mamdani because they come from the same school of thought? Because do you think that if she primaries Jeffries, that it will inevitably punish Mamdani?
Well, she wouldn't primary Jeffries.
Not sorry, but I mean,
if she
not
supported
she primary to support primary. Yeah. Because I think they're linked. I mean, right after he won, they were together in a
I think there probably was some time. I'll just be honest with you. There probably was some type of discussion, and nobody's told me this, by the way. There probably was some type of discussion where it was like, hey, I'll support what you're trying to get done, and I'll work with you to, on affordability and all of that stuff. Because remember now, if Mamdani does his thing and it works, then that's actually good for everyone. Everyone can ride the tailwind of that, right? Mm-hmm. There was probably some discussion, hey, if you don't back this primary challenge, then I will work with you and all of that stuff. There was probably some type of conversation about some sort of deal made. AOC is different. AOC's ambitions are different. AOC's ambitions are ambitions that Mamdani could never have. Because remember, Mamdani is not, he wasn't born here. Mm-hmm. So that means that Senator Mamdani is a thing, Governor Mamdani is a thing, but President Mamdani is never a thing. Mm-hmm. So for AOC, the calculation has always been just how much she can push the party left at the same time maintaining the structural integrity of her Democratic Party identity. How far can she move them and stay in the same room with them? That's always been a calculation that she's had to make. So her doing this is actually less, to me, noteworthy than Mamdani doing it, because she's made political decisions. She's made political calculations. She has to. She's a national political figure. This is why we're having this conversation. And the conversation, I mean, about understanding policy and being less involved in rooting for your political team.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that happens, you become totally disillusioned by decisions that they might make, when those decisions are more calculations of career maneuver and career maneuvering and sort of concession making than they are about what it is that they believe or how it is that they're trying to do. They give up their purity in order to be politicians.
Sure.
Sometimes political decisions had to be made, if I can say this in an actual legible, articulate.
Do you think it's possible that even though
ADHD
she's
making
deciding
me
not
sound
to
stupid.
support to primary
I
Jeffries,
don't know.
that she might not support him as minority leader? Like that's a thing that could. I mean, I'm obviously asking you to speculate, but that is.
Man, it's people that they into Hakeem Jeffries being the
I'm
first
asking
Black majority leader after the midterms. That is a part.
Okay.
Like that piece of history making and Hakeem Jeffries
Is
as that.
important to them.
That's gonna be. He desperately wants that. He wants it. He desperately wants that.
But you're saying the party wants it too.
I'm saying that they definitely want it, right? But for all kinds of reasons. They don't want it just because, like, well, they want to push Hakeem Jeffries. First of all, there are people that legitimately believe in Hakeem Jeffries.
Of
And
course.
it's okay if you legitimately believe in Hakeem Jeffries. I don't, but it's okay if you do. Secondly, there are just so many promises made and so many dealings done and so many things that are happening and have happened behind the scenes on this, that deal and having a united front going into the midterms is just very important to a lot of the Democratic Party, just being united on things. I'll say this, if we were to talk about AOC and Bernie, they give they're good standard bearers for the progressives, as good as you're gonna get, right? They're good standard bearers. But like, think about it. It took Bernie very long to use the word genocide. It took Bernie very long to be, he was oddly weird on the entire issue for a long time. Not saying that I was, or other people weren't as well. Not saying that it didn't take people time, but like, it's not like they jump out to the left. These people are senators and Congress people. And there are things that have to happen.
Correct.
Right. So don't internalize every single political decision they make, like reflexively emotional.
Yeah, I can't remember who we had on the podcast that said that, or maybe it was something else I was watching, but it's like, yeah, like they said, oh, it's Gavin Newsom, who was like, Mamdani's not going to do everything that you want. So please don't crucify him when he makes a decision that you don't necessarily agree with. They're not going to be perfect for you. Politicians are not. They got to play the game at some point.
But that doesn't mean that you have to accept it now.
I didn't say that, but yes,
I know.
You're right.
I know. That's when you have to accept it, but just, stay your allegiances to policy and to people and to all of that stuff. And once you see somebody that truly can't deliver on that, then you got to get them out of there. But if delivering on that means they have to shake some hands that you might not like, then it's up to you to decide how you want to respond to that. And by the way, sometimes those hands that they shake are not just going to be from people from the center of their party. Sometimes those hands that they're going to shake are going to be Republicans. So
Politics,
goddammit. We're going to talk about RFK Jr. and Olivia Nuzzi, but we're going to do that Thursday. Oh, we don't have Thursday.
We don't have Thursday. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're waiting for part 3 to drop?
I'm waiting for more.
Let's just tease it a little bit. Like, just tease it. Yes, we're waiting for more, but man.
So it's freak nasty
I love
sex
this.
shit
You
going
got to
on.
get the rights to this. Can you please get the rights to this and tell this story? This is so good.
Rachel,
I love it. It's so dramatic.
I got to ask you to do something, man, and it's unfair to you.
We're back here.
Yeah. So you gotta read.
Set it up first.
So Ryan Lizza, who is Olivia Nuzzi's, is it Nuzzi? 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 Olivia Nuzzi, who is actually a very talented writer. It's written a lot of different places.
They both are.
Yeah,
They're talented journalists, respected.
Nuzzi, she was fucking RFK Jr. and she was fucking him for a while.
But you got to go back.
How far back?
Well, it didn't start with RFK Jr.
Who did it start with?
Keith Olbermann.
Oh, Keith Olbermann. She was.
He always just pops up, I feel like, in the most random situations. It started with Keith when she was 18 years old.
Yeah, she got it tight.
She hit him up. He was like 30 plus years older than her. They go to a dinner, and then it was on from there. According to her ex-fiance, Ryan, or they married?
Oh, no, they were fiance.
Okay. Her ex-fiance, he, paid for her college, paid for her apartment in the West Village, dressed her in expensive clothes, bought her expensive jewelry. They had dogs together. According to Olbermann, they were living a marriagee life.
Wow.
That's the quote from him. She says it was different, but they were living together. She said she had to escape Keith, and Ryan, her ex-fiance, helped her do it.
So Ryan is with her, and then she goes on to have this torrid affair with RFK Jr.
But there's more. But no.
Not for it.
No. But then,
shit.
prior to having the affair with RFK Jr., she had an affair with Mark Sanford of South Carolina in 2020.
The flight guy. Remember him? He took the flight. Mark Sanford, he's the guy who took the flight.
What flight?
He left and absconded to another country. Am I remembering this correctly? Like Mark Sanford, he left and absconded to another country. Mark Sanford flight. Yeah, so look, he was getting it in, and he left and disappeared, and then said that he was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, with a woman who he was having an extramarital affair with.
So there's a pattern.
Right. So this was a whole thing. He was the governor of South Carolina. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And he just flashed out and left. And then he was somewhere else getting it on with some other lady.
Okay, so he did that. And then as a governor, then he was in the House of Representatives. He was going to run against, at one point, Trump for president.
Mm-hmm.
And she was writing an article on him. She was following him. And she became obsessed with him. And they had an affair as well. That was in 2019, 2020. And
Gotcha.
then she moved on to RFK Jr.
Okay, so but basically your point is that this is what she liked. This is how she get down.
And all these men are 30 plus years. Even Ryan was 25, 30 years, something like that, older than her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a pattern here with her. And he stayed with her knowing all of this. He stayed with her after the Mark Sanford thing came out. All of it. He stayed with her. There were ups and downs in their relationship.
He liked that type of shit.
He said he was cleaning up her messes.
I bet he was.
This woman there's something, she has a hold on these men. I'm telling you, you need the rights to this story. She's working on a book.
I was really concentrating on the RFK thing, but that's what she likes. She has a hold on them, but that's what she likes.
This is what she likes. She gets in with powerful men who take care of her. She uses them for a certain amount of time, whether it's her, following them. What do you call it? I can't think of the word. Following them for.
To be honest with you, this is so funny. This is. Listen to the Saji. Uses them. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Did she not use them?
Excuse me, Andrew Tate. Maybe they were using her.
Oh, I'm sure that they liked her for her youth and her beauty and her smarts.
Maybe she has been used over and over and over again by powerful men. Maybe she is an innocent, young, enterprising reporter that happened to be up against the sexual dynamism of Keith Olbermann, Mark Sanford, and RFK Jr. And if you're up against those 3 fucking guys, who's not fucking? Maybe it's not her, Rachel. Have you ever thought about that?
I did until we got to Mark. Until there was a pattern. You had me with Keith. Keith. No, I'm just saying, I could see. No,
Keith, Rachel bought that shit.
No,
Keith,
I'm saying
fuck all that nigga. No. You said you want no.
I'm saying you could have made that argument when there was one.
We breaking this out.
When
Keith,
there was one.
You got some chocolate over here waiting for you.
Oh my God,
when I see 6 months from now,
it's a no.
You and Keith Olbermann in Anguilla together.
No, I came home.
That's gonna be funny.
No,
you like him.
No, I do not. What I meant is that you had me with the first one, right? Okay, that argument could have worked with one person and that she had to escape him. But there's a pattern here. Anyways, I find her very intriguing. I was not aware of her. And the way that she was talking with these men, RFK Jr. wasn't a one-off. The letters and the writings were also with Mark Sanford.
Yeah.
I mean, she is a writer. She's a journalist.
She can write that shit good.
And it's how she got Keith's attention. She DM'd him, hit him up. He was impressed with her tweets or something like that. Like he thought she had the mindset, the smarts, and he was right. I mean, she's she writes for, esteemed publications.
So before we have you read off some of these, because Ryan Liz is spilling the tea. All right, before we have you read off some of these things, I have to say something that I've always said and nobody listens to. Men are way more susceptible to game than women could ever be. Game, as far as the ability to talk, seduce, and sort of get in there, for you to present sexy, is this technology that only men a lot of times kind of endeavor into, meaning women are the pursued. Game sometimes for ladies is how you look, how you come off. It's all these things. But if a woman actually, with all of that, has actual game, it is very scary. And this lady right here, the fact that she is interesting, the fact that she comes off like somebody who is independent but also demure, the fact that she knows this is game. And a lot of times,
hustle.
A lot of times, ladies don't work on their game. Some of this stuff that you guys keep talking about, like there's this thing to where they go, why are these famous guys all dating the same women? And we think it's just because these women are beautiful.
No.
It's because they're charming.
They also put in the work.
I'm telling you, it's because they're charming. It's because I'm just letting you know, it's because they know a little something.
Yes.
They move in a little bit of way. They've been somewhere.
They're calculated too. But at the same time.
This is the game. I'm saying
you're right in the game.
This Olivia lady, she got game. And as much as you, man, work on your game, man.
Oh, just because you don't doesn't mean you can't, right? Just like because you can doesn't mean you should, right? So I jokingly say to my friends sometimes, like sometimes I wish I had this mentality. I wonder what life would be like for me if I did this.
Man, this is my thing.
I wonder what life would be like if I flex this muscle.
You got all the game.
Because it's not like I couldn't do it. I just don't.
All the game. This is my fucking thing. I'm going to have a conversation with you that one of my big homies had with me one time. One of my big homies, I'm not even going to tell you who this is. My big homies was like, he looked at me, he's like, Van, why you act like you an ugly nigga? Like, I never understood this. And he was like, why? He's like, stop this. I don't like it. Every time you act like you an ugly nigga, I'm going to start popping you in your shit. Stop doing that. Stop acting like you an ugly nigga. We know an ugly nigga when we see one, and that's not you. So get your head out the comic books and come out here and get on these hoes. And, it was very toxic, but that's what he said. And I'm telling you right now, you got Rachel. Use the game.
I'm not saying, I don't mean to be cocky. I'm just saying, it's not that I know I could. It's just, that's just not what I
game these niggas. When you start,
it just wouldn't fulfill me at the end of the day.
No. Yes, it would. Because when you start gaming them, when I say gaming them, I don't mean like lying.
No,
I mean
know.
just like
it's a charm.
Yeah, like when you start gaming them, they gonna act like you want them to act, and then you're not gonna know what to do.
No, it's like I know what I'm capable of, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was the Bachelorette, first Black.
That's not game, nigga.
Oh, really? Because I'm sorry, did I not have to go through an audition process?
I know.
You know, 15 years before me, like it was
That's
like
different. That's the Hunger Games for fucking. Read the tweets though. Read the messages.
Well,
this is Rachel as RFK Jr.
But you know she was.
You don't want to read them.
No. I'll read them, but you know that there were some that with Mark as well that were
better.
Similar. She said to Mark. So this is what Ryan, her ex-fiance, writes. As I tidied up the desk, something on the Kimpton stationery caught my eye. I started to read. Quote, if I swallowed every drop of water from your tower above your house, Olivia had written, I would still thirst for you.
What?
Mark says, unfortunately, the lack of water tower on our Georgetown home's roof ruled me out as the note's intended recipient. And then he later goes on to realize that was her writing to Mark Sanford.
Do you understand the game, though? Do you understand the game? Because, like, feeling desired, like...
Because it's easy to... y'all are easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Because, like, feeling desired, like, you know, the game that she had, that she brings to the table, is not. Because men are so... You know who game men?
Who?
Other men.
Yeah.
Other men game men into doing stuff, into believing that they masters of the universe. Women need to game men more. Use the game.
This is why your mother tells you. My mom used to tell me, like, women are the neck, right?
The neck.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, pretty hair. The neck.
Sorry, Mom.
That's a new nickname. I'm sorry.
You let men think that they are in control, right? Like they're the head. But really the neck is the one that's doing the turning. The women are the neck. They're really telling you how to be and what to do.
Turning how?
Oh my gosh. Don't talk about my mom like that.
I'm saying, whoa.
Don't talk about my mom like that. You know what I mean. Let's get to Olivia.
Okay.
Let's get back to Olivia. So Olivia, it's being categorized as a poem.
Go for it.
But did Kennedy write this or did Olivia write this?
He wrote this.
Okay, this is RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Who knew he was such a poet?
Yeah.
Among the many things, many titles that he has. Yeah, this is all you. This is
your open mouth. Awaiting my harvest, drink from me, love. I mean to squeeze your cheeks, to force open your mouth. I'll hold your nose as you look up at me to encourage you to swallow. Don't spill a drop. I am a river. You are my canyon. I mean to flow through you. I mean to subdue and tame you, my love.
That was a really good impression. I'm disgusted. Like, my skin is actually crawling, but that was a great impression of RFK Jr., yeah. Which, you know, we don't know what she said to him, but clearly she was talking to Mark Sanford like this. So she probably was already sending this stuff to RFK Jr. and this is him reciprocating.
He probably was trying to outgame her.
Where's his wife? This is embarrassing.
Sure.
Yeah, Cheryl has chosen to stay with him knowing about the affair, but now that the details come out, that makes it harder for you to stay. Like, because then I'm like, do you talk to me like this?
Oh.
Is there somebody, like, it's one thing, I'm never going to say, like, somebody cheats, you shouldn't take them back. That's not what I believe at all. But to each their own. Donnie's revealing that Cheryl Hines reveals she hit a wall in her marriage to RFK Jr. and had to go to urgent care because of stress. This is recent? This just came out? Or is this when the affair came out?
This is
recent.
Yeah.
This is in light of the revelations.
It's one thing to know that someone had an affair and you decide to take them back for whatever reason. People do it all the time. All the time. I'm never one of those people who's like, they cheat, you're out. No, you never know what the circumstances are. But when the details come out,
it's tough.
That is hard. Now everybody's got an opinion on your marriage. Now the embarrassment has come about it, the shame, because you can fantasize what the affair was. Was it emotional? Was it just physical? Was it like, you can say like, you can warp your mind to a certain way of, oh, it was only this. Now there's this. And Olivia's writing an upcoming tell-all book, particularly about, because she denies the Mark Sanford, by the way.
That didn't happen.
She is writing an entire book on RFK Jr. That's a lot for Cheryl.
It is.
I feel bad for her.
Oh, for Cheryl Hines, yeah.
She didn't ask for this. Now, she decided to stay with him after, but she didn't ask for this affair. She didn't ask for this tell-all book.
Yeah,
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. It's, people need vaccines. Okay, so it's time for a game, Rachel.
Let's play.
And we base this game after one of the illest game shows, illest games on the computer ever, and one of the illest theme songs ever. This is called Where in the World is MAGA?
Where in the world is MAGA? Where in the world is MAGA?
That shit, them white boys used to be going crazy. What was the name of the white boys that used to sing the what was the name of the white boys?
I never knew who sang the song.
They was famous. What was the name of the white boys that's a cappella? No, was it rockapella?
Ah.
They were they sang that. All right, if you guys don't know, we don't know where in the world MAGA actually is. We thought MAGA was based in Tallahassee, Boise, Baton Rouge. It turns out MAGA is based everywhere. All different countries. We don't know where MAGA is.
Countries?
Continents, different places. We have no clue where MAGA is. So we're going to play a game right now where we put a tweet up from a MAGA person, and we're going to have Rachel try to guess the country of origin for this tweet.
I can't read that.
Make it bigger. Boom. All right, this is the tweet. This is from Mary Taos, Texas. This is the tweet. I am American. I've lived in Texas my entire life, never been outside the USA yet. I've been mass reported by haters. Hi, guys. I own a tile masonry business. My goal is to inspire others to learn a trade. I used to be a liberal.
Oh.
Thank God for X opening my eyes. I speak incredibly good Spanish and want to learn Russian. Okay. Let me know a fun fact about you. Rachel, where did this tweet originate from?
Well, if I'm just going by the tweet, the fact that Mary lives in Texas, a liberal, speaks Spanish, I'm going to say somewhere maybe, well, where did it originate from? I mean, Texas. Texas, right?
Rachel, this lady is a comrade because this speech come from Mother Russia. But
she said she wanted to learn Russia.
She already knows it. Lying ass. She started this Twitter September 2022 in Russia. It is based in Russia. Wow. Oh my God. Where is MAGA? Apparently in Moscow. Jesus Christ. Donnie, what's our next one? This one's got to be. Okay, this okay.
Okay, I see Ivanka.
That's Ivanka Trump. Okay. That's a paragon of Americanism. Okay.
Yeah.
This is from Ivanka News. It's a fan account.
And it's verified.
It's verified. These are all verified, right? Anybody can be verified. Do you agree with me that the Democrats purposely shut down the government to manipulate the undecided voters to vote for them? This tweet is as American as apple pie.
Yeah.
This is part of the messaging. Got the
everything.
Flag on it. Ivanka's got the flag in the back. Whole nine. Rachel, where do you think this tweet came from?
I'm going to say somewhere in the Midwest.
The Midwest. Okay. So I get that. That's the heart of Americana. Donnie, show us where the tweet came from. Not Nigeria.
Not the circle.
Oh, shit. Jomi.
September, does that say 2010?
Been on this shit. This shit from Nigeria, oh my God.
Connected via the Nigeria App Store?
The Nigeria App Store. They went on the Nigeria App Store.
What's going on?
Okay, this next one, look. I want y'all to look at this.
Wow.
Look, this is when I think of America.
This is it.
White woman, white baby,
blonde,
uncooked spaghetti in the back. Look in the back. Look at the back of this tweet. You see the uncooked spaghetti in the thing? What's more American than uncooked spaghetti?
Family. I see.
Family.
I get it all.
Look,
yeah,
it's pots in the back. This gives trad wife. What do you call it? Trod wife.
It's trad wife.
Trade trod.
It's trad wife.
All of this. This has got to be this tweet right here. I'm gonna give you some help. I would say this is from.
What's the message?
Springfield. It says thumbs up if you're a Trumper who loves God.
Okay, well, seeing how the first two were not originated in this country, I'm going to try to guess.
The country of origin.
The country of origin.
Jesus is one of the most American people that's ever existed. He's American.
Well, quite naturally.
Yeah.
I'm going to say maybe like Germany.
Germany. Donnie, show us where the tweet came from. Bangladesh! Oh my God!
I love this game.
Oh my Bangladesh! And by the way, this is brand new, March 2025 in Bangladesh. Shout out to all the people in Bangladesh that banging
I didn't know they look like that.
If you guys do not know what we are getting at here, is Elon, who I believe to be purposely fucking with the MAGA base yet again for whatever reason, turned on a location feature on X to where you can see where all of these counts are.
So
based.
that just popped up.
That's not something that I'm aware that you could do of before. Now I will say this,
because you know I'm not well versed in the Twitter.
Sometimes when I tweet, it says straight up from West Hollywood.
Okay.
Sometimes it says coming directly from the Pink Pony Club.
Oh no. X launched a feature over the weekend.
Oh,
you're right. He's fucking with them.
Yeah.
It's with the announcement of Doge being shut down. He's pissed.
Like, fuck this shit.
I
think Doge did everything it was supposed to do. It harvested all of our data and then it fucked up every bit. I think Doge did I don't know if they care about Doge. I'll say that. But this right here displays users' locations. And what you have seen is these America First people you've been arguing with, they in Bangladesh, they in India, they in Russia, they in Nigeria. There is some deep botting and information, misinformation, disinformation campaigns going on. I'm going to send one reply tweet today. I have to reply to somebody. But you guys, get in a room with your people and have conversations with your people. These people that you are retweeting and arguing with on X, they are not real. And they are someplace else doing something, being read and ran by someone. And it was funny as shit to watch them panic, to watch them like, yo, Elon, turn this off. Like so many of their—
Did they disable their accounts? Has that happened?
Well, some of them disabled their accounts. Some of them tried to turn the feature off, but some of them just had to come out and come clean and be like, listen, I started this here. I believe in the America First movement. I believe in all of this stuff. It's not, these are people being ran and set up purposefully to harvest your joy and harvest your rage. Sometimes, do I go back and forth? Yes, I do. But this was funny as hell.
It's hilarious.
Where in the world?
I'm sure he'll turn it back off, but the damage is done.
I think the damage is done. I think this is also kind of stuff that in our heart of hearts we knew. But just to see it exposed like that, it was just very, very funny. Some of these accounts were legacy accounts, big time accounts that have been around for a long time that had
like that many followers?
Had a lot of followers that people really cared about that were—
I would feel so stupid.
Some of them—
if I knew I was like really going back and forth with the bot.
Some of them were music accounts. Some of them were like, you see all of this news site and all of this stuff like that. Some of them were accounts that got involved in the Kendrick Drake beef. That like, some of them, it wasn't just politics. It was people from all over the place that were getting involved in all of this business that are from some other place.
Nigeria.
Shout out to Nigeria, man. Shout out to Nigeria.
Yeah, let's talk about the NBA. We got some drama between Klay Thompson and Ja Morant. They got into it after the Mavericks played the Grizzlies. And then after the game, Klay spoke to the media a little bit about that confrontation. And this is what Klay had to say.
And then with Ja, he's a funny guy. He has a lot to say. all the time, especially for a guy who rarely takes accountability. But you know what? That's for another day.
What did Ja have to say on this occasion?
Nothing of intelligent depth. It was really just his just running his mouth, and he's been running his mouth for a long time. And it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of the story of his career so far, just leaving us wanting more. You know, we all want to see him out there and do his best, but he's just been letting a lot of other stuff get in the way of that. We need that in the NBA. We need our best players to be out there. And when you're a star, it comes with a great responsibility. And I hate to see that go to waste.
Klay is right.
I feel embarrassed if I was Ja, but I know he doesn't.
Klay is right. Ja's a young man. I'm not about to come down on Ja. But the best thing.
He did.
Look, he did. But I'm not about to come down on Ja. Ja's a young man. Also, what I don't want to hear is who is around Ja. Young brothers, I love you. I had a lot of guidance from a lot of older men. Still get guidance from older men. Still call people and ask them for advice. So I know how important that is. But at some point, your life and the decisions that you make have to be informed by you and the way that you look at things. I am not in any way saying that we don't need each other. We absolutely need each other. We absolutely need ecosystems where we can talk, be open and honest and all of that stuff. But I'm telling you right now, stop saying who is around these people and what kind of situations are they surrounding themselves with. Let people make mistakes. You know what the best thing they could have done for Ja after the game was?
What?
Was let him fight Klay.
Why?
This is the problem. The problem is you walk up to somebody putting your finger in their face and then somebody jumps in the middle. You know somebody's going to jump in the middle.
That's going to happen for sure.
You know someone is going to jump in the middle. You know that for whatever reason, somebody is going to be right there to make sure that no harm comes to you when you put yourself in a position where you're being aggressive towards somebody. You know that somebody's going to be there to clean it up. Nah, he put his finger in that man's face, let him handle his candle. Let him stand right there and deal with whatever that is. Because everything that's going on with Ja right now and has been going on, I'm not about to come down here and get all over him. People make mistakes. People go through seasons in their lives and they come out of it. But the way that they come out of it is to take accountability and ownership of what it is that they're
100%.
doing. That's the way that they come out of it. They don't come out of it from people looking around, making excuses for them, continuously telling them how much potential they have and what they're doing. They come out of it. Sometimes you need to have your ass kicked. Sometimes you need I've said this before. Like, my daddy used to say, a fight is about remembrance. It's like, a fight is about remembrance. You go in there in the fight, you want to win the fight. But the fight is about having it. The fight is about letting somebody know that you're not the one to fuck with, right? The fight is about standing up and standing your ground. Like, in that situation right there, I'm looking at Ja, who's making a spectacle yet again, and I'm thinking, let the spectacle have its end. Let that have its end. I'm not saying that violence is the answer to anything, but I'm saying when you put yourself in a position, eventually maturity is somebody letting you get yourself out of it. Whatever it is that's going on between Ja and Klay don't matter. It's just starting to get like annoying watching him act like this.
Well, I think that's why, Klay verbally kicked his ass. And I think in the most polite way that he possibly could, right? Because what he was saying is, you running your mouth from the bench. You're injured. I'm in the game. And the Mavericks lost, but he had a good game. Like, Klay had a good game. And I He's not just older. He has more experience. He has playoff experience. He won 4 championships with Golden State. You've made it past the first round once. Like, you still have so much to do. You could learn, like, rather than that, instead you're coming on the court playing games from the bench. Josh should be embarrassed. I know he's not, but I would hope that there's somebody in his life that he is willing to listen to that's like, listen, what Klay said, I understand, like, you might not agree with, but you might need to listen and take it in a little bit. You might need to change your ways because he's obviously a talented player. There's a lot of people who want to see him do well. We want to see him do well, but he just seems to keep doing immature things that are working against the player that he can ultimately be. And you could actually learn from a Klay. I don't know what their beef is. I didn't even know there was.
It goes back a little ways between, like, whole thing. You know, if you don't want to be great, fine. You don't have to. I want people to know something.
But he does want to be.
There is no, you don't have to be great. Greatness can be within you. And you don't have to be great. You don't have to. You can settle for whatever it is that's just short of that for your entire life. That's your business. That's your business. You blessed with all the talent in the world. You want to squander it? Have at it. You blessed with all the ability in the world. You don't want to live up to it? Cool. That's on you. I'm not going to be one of the people that continuously remind somebody of what it takes for them to apply themselves in a way that makes them the sum of all of their parts. I'm not doing that. You're grown. You're grown. But I will tell you this. Great, whether or not you want to be that, that's on you. But clown behavior has to be called out. Call out my clown behavior. Call out the clown behavior of others. This right here is embarrassing. And if you don't want to be great, that's one thing. But at least give the world a gentleman. At least give the world somebody with some dignity. At least give the world somebody with some integrity. I don't need you to be great. Decent is okay. And what we've seen from Ja is over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I see sometimes situations where I think things are overblown. My nigga, just be regular. Like, be regular. You coming up and doing all of that stuff, and next time, let him fight. Let's see what's up. Like, let him fight. Let him get his way out of a situation. Let him get punched in his shit. Like, let's see what it's really about. Because I see a lot of brandishing. I see a lot of talking. I see a lot of stepping up. But what I don't see is anything that ever comes out of it. You talk shit. We fine in the West. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't. You weren't fine in the West. You were not fine. Team had a lot of talent. Now that team has been completely broken up. Coach out of here. Bane in Orlando. You're not fine in the West. You weren't fine in the West. You got a lot of talent. You got an infectious style of play. Love watching you. Wish all the success in the world for you. If you don't want to be great, fine. But clown can't be accepted. This is a Rachel special.
It's not a Rachel special. I'm actually interested in the male opinion on this. When you see a woman, this beef, right? Like the Summer Walker thing took the internet, I felt like, by storm because there was so much back and forth between Summer Walker, Tory Bricks, Rich the Kid, even like their exes trying to get into all of this or people that they mess with. Everybody, I felt like, who felt like they were tied to this was trying to hop in this. And at the end of the day, it's just embarrassing. Donnie, go ahead.
Yeah, let's listen to this audio clip that was leaked of Summer Walker allegedly talking to Rich the Kid. It was a message she left for him, urging him to cheat on Tory Bricks with her. Let's hear Summer.
I'm sending you this right now because I'm tipsy. And they say when you're tipsy, your true self and your true feelings come out. Because, I don't know, I don't want to wait till tomorrow and I don't say it. I miss you. And I want to see you and I want to hang out. And I'm honestly really glad. I know it probably sounds fucked up, but I'm really glad everything worked out how it worked out, because I want you to be with your family. Like when we were in Italy and I kept saying that to you, I was like, why aren't you with your baby mom? Like, I'm not gonna bother y'all, I promise. Because y'all was never gonna stop fucking with each other anyway. That's why I just like kind of just fucked our shit up, because she was acting crazy. She's always acting crazy. She be fighting people and everything, calling the flower shop looking for the address. Like, I don't have time for that shit. I can't have a serious relationship with someone when their baby mama act like that. So I'm so glad that y'all are back together. I want y'all to be together forever, and I just want to fuck with you. You know, when you have time, we always have a good time. You treat me so good, I treat you so good, and I'm not gonna bother y'all. Like, you can buy me a fucking new phone, because you don't know the number, and save it under Pizza Hut for all I care. I'm not gonna post shit, nothing. So that's all I wanted to say. And I know that you're not gonna be weird or like out us or anything like that.
Okay.
So, Tory Bricks is engaged to
Rich the Kid.
They've
been together forever.
They've been together. They have a child together.
Yeah.
Tory Bricks claims that she was aware that Summer Walker and Rich the Kid had something going on. This was not new to her. But Summer Walker and Tory have been having this back and forth where Tory is like, you were basically trying to be my friend.
Mm-hmm.
There were messages that came out where Summer was like, how you holding up? You know, like talking to her like a friend would when your man does you wrong, all while she was trying to come at Rich the Kid. Rich the Kid claims Summer Walker's still calling him even to this day. Summer Walker's like, I wasn't calling you. I was just calling you. Like, why did you tell your girl all this to put it on blast? Like, I don't want you. I've moved past this. Basically, Summer Walker's like, I never liked you enough to want to be your main girl. I just always was okay with being your side piece. Knowing you had a girl. She said she didn't know they were engaged, but knowing you had a girl, I was okay with that. I just wanted to be on the side because we got this good thing going on. I like the way that we are with each other. Your thoughts? When you hear this from a woman who claims, I'm okay with just being the side. I know you got something else going on, but I'm okay. What's your immediate thought?
Nothing.
Oh.
Let me tell you what I mean. Let me tell you what I mean. I don't get into judging people and their personal decisions. I don't know what goes into that. This is what I immediately thought about this entire thing. I don't make moral judgments on people in terms of what they're okay with, what they're comfortable with, what they're uncomfortable with, and all of that stuff. I think there's a way that you should try to comport yourself, and there's a way that you should try to operate in life, but I know that people fall short of it all the time. This right here seems like an intellectual decision that she's made about how she feels she can operate in a relationship with somebody who's in a relationship with someone else. That's all her business. I do know this, though. I know that I'm seeing a lot of women that have a problem with this. And they have a problem with this because it is Summer Walker, in my opinion, preying on another woman. Preying on another woman insofar as this woman has gone through all of this stuff with her man, and Summer Walker is, I guess, preying on her by preying on her man and whatever. I see a lot of women going, hey, this is too much. We've had conversations about Summer Walker in the last couple of weeks. And those conversations were around Summer Walker saying that men aren't really worth anything. They are just there to be drained. She drains them. They're not there to be liked. and then she moves on. Then the album cover comes off, and it's her with this older white guy like the Anna Nicole Smith thing, talking about she's over it and stuff like that. Now, I guess what jumped in my mind is Summer Walker has said that nothing matters except for the way she looks at something. What made women think that they were insulated from that? Like, what made women think that she goes, okay, well, I don't give a fuck about any man that I'm with. Men ain't shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything other than the money in the situation. I've been hurt a lot, which she has. What made women think, and this is something that happens all the time, what made women think that they were immune from that?
Well,
if she doesn't care about her or him, what makes you think she is going to care about you?
Well, to your point, she always talks about not caring about the man, not caring. I've never heard her, and I'm not familiar with every single song that she has or every single thing that she's said, but it's always about men. I don't care about men. I will fuck over, to get the things that I want. I've never heard her say women. So I think it is fair to make the distinction. Okay, it's about women. And I mean, it's about men, not about the woman. And this is what I'll say about Summer. You're right. People are going to do what they want to, and you may not want to judge. But I also pay attention to somebody's actions versus what they say. I don't believe Summer. I think that Summer's tune is changing about Rich the Kid because this has come out. You're sending him voicemails about like, I know you got a girl, but I like when we're together and you're together. You're preying on Tory, which is what women are saying, because how are you holding up? Like almost like you're trying to get in with her, trying to understand what's going on. If it's just about Rich the Kid and y'all having a good time and that's it, then let it be that. When he wants to hit you up, bam. You might be like, hey, you free? No, it's strictly transactional. What I'm seeing come out does not feel transactional. It does feel like you want it to be a little bit more. Why are you trying to be with the friends, pretending to be friends with the girl, when you know that you fucking with her man? Like what it feels a little bit too much, like you care a little bit more than you're putting on. It's one thing, and this is where I guess I will be judgmental. It's one thing if you don't want to be in a committed relationship and you just want to fuck around and you want it to be transactional. For me, it's another thing when you want to do that with someone else's man. By
the way,
this is me just being judged. I will judge.
Right. I think I'm not saying that anything that you're saying is wrong. Once again, far be it from me to come in and make those determinations or like come down on somebody for what they do morally or whatever. I think that you're right. I think a lot of people are going to feel this way, specifically with the fact that this seems all it seems like it's thought out. Mm-hmm. It seems like, she has a situation, like, I know you got a girl and let's work together in deception and all of that. It seems very thought out. It seems callous and unfeeling in a way.
Yeah.
And people make that determination all the time. I'm not coming down on that or getting in people's heads or whatever. You should try to be the best person you can. Sometimes you're going to fall short of that. That's cool. All I'm saying is when I saw that out of Summer Walker before, and what we were talking about, I saw somebody that had been so hurt that they just detached.
But I see that all the time.
And so what I'm saying is, and I've been trying to articulate this to you guys, it doesn't matter who that detachment is aimed at. That detachment is bad and it's wrong. When you see someone going, hey, you know what? Like, I've been so hurt that now it's just kind of like, fuck it, fuck every guy I ever see, this what, and you guys go ahead, girl. I look at that and I go, like, that is profound. It's profound to remove yourself away from the possibility of love because of your hurt. It's profound and I'm not saying that the hurt isn't genuine. It's profound to be in a situation where you are adamant and aggressive about a lack of even wanting or expecting human connection. And there is no way that type of feeling can be contained. That type of feeling will break containment every time. It can't be directed. It can't be directed in the right way. When you are in a situation, think about what you get to. You continuously give yourself. You continuously give love. You continuously put yourself out there. I don't know what Summer Walker has been in her relationships. And the only thing you get on the other side of that is disappointment every single time, to where you just go, fuck it. I'm going to get what I can get out of people, and that's it. You cannot stop that. That type of emotional feeling is a virus, and it will affect everyone around you, whether you want it to or not. It'll affect your it'll affect your children. So when we see that, sometimes what we tend to do is, and this goes for both ways, because I'm gonna start talking after this, because I've also seen I've seen that in homies that was like, you know what, this chick fucked me over when I was 16. It's fuck these hoes forever. I'd be like, it's fuck these hoes forever? Like, yeah, man, I gave my heart to this one girl. She balled up and threw it on the ground. So now I'm going to listen to Future records. I'm like, nah, it's not what you should do. You don't want to do that. Because, like, that type of deal, that fuck these hoes, it's not just fuck these hoes. It's fuck these hoes. It's fuck the community. It's fuck yourself. You cannot contain that type of situation. That idea, when you feel that way, has to be interrogated and exercised. Human beings can exist in that.
Right.
And so to me, when I looked at that, I was like, I mean, we all take the situation. I do this as much as anyone. We always take the situation and then orient around our hurt, like what's happening. But how the fuck she gonna care about, why would she care about Tory Briggs? Because Tory Briggs is a lady?
No. I'm saying that people are making that judgment because it's always been fuck men. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tory Briggs would think, I wouldn't think that because you were trying to cozy up to me and be my friend. I didn't realize you were this type of person that was calculated. I can see it from both sides. I think the point that you make is so true. When someone has an extreme reaction like that, it's not because that's what they want to do. They're so hurt because that's not what they really want, right? When the woman, when you have the reaction like Summer Walker, and Summer Walker's like, fuck all these men, like I've been hurt, so this is the way I'm gonna move to protect herself. You have that extreme reaction because you really do want that person and that connection and that relationship. That is what you really want deep down inside. So when I see a Summer Walker respond like this, or anybody who does, I don't believe you. Your reaction is this way because you really do want something else for yourself. And if you're able to have that, you will take it. I feel like when I see people react like this, I feel like you're just trying to play it cool until what you really want comes around. It's a way of protecting yourself, right? Like you're trying to play it cool. I don't think anybody is satisfied with being an afterthought, with being second, or being somebody's side piece for a really long time. I just don't think we're wired that way. I think you're just trying to convince yourself that you're secretly okay with it until you hope that thing comes around. And I feel like that's kind of what the back and forth, of course, we don't know everything, but from everything what I've seen, I feel like that's what Summer Walker was trying to do with Rich the Kid. And I think that she was trying to be like, oh, Tory's this, she's crazy, I don't really want your man. Well, then the things that you're doing are kind of show that. And at the end of the day, when she's like, oh, I'm going to respectfully bow out, it's like, how are you going to respectfully bow out when you disrespectfully hopped in? It makes me, I actually feel sorry for Summer in this situation, because I feel like when you go, I've been hurt and I've had an extreme reaction before. And I have an extreme reaction, one, because I'm trying to protect myself, but also it makes me feel like question my own value and my self-worth sometimes when I've been treated in a maybe not similar way, but in a way that makes me have an extreme reaction. So I understand Summer and all this, but I just know that, to your point, I don't think these feelings are sustainable, because I don't think that as humans we're wired this way. And I think that you actually want something more. It's just something to protect yourself in the moment so it doesn't happen to you again. But at the end of the day, you really do want this or something like this. Summer Walker needs another audio hug from J. Cole.
So this is what I'll say. I agree with what you're saying, but human beings are wired in a couple of ways. To me, we're wired in a natural way. I do believe that. We're wired in a natural way, and some of that is pro-evolutionary. Like, you see the face of the baby is cute. You go, we got to protect the baby. There's 2 reasons why this is happening. One is because the protecting the baby being cute is pro-evolutionary because it looks cute. It needs protection. But protecting the baby also is needed to continue the species, right? So the connection and all of that stuff is like we have to continue the species. So the baby is cute. Dogs develop muscles around their eyes once they start to rely on humans to be able to do puppy dog eyes so that they can get what they need from us. Like a real thing that happens. They have more muscles around their eyes. They're saying that that's happening with raccoons. So some of these things are like adaptations to how relationships are supposed to be, right? As I give a super like surface level and in-depth analysis of that. But there's also something else about human beings is they can be rewired. So your wiring can be outdone by your trauma. Your trauma can win. You can rewire someone. You can take somebody like a kid. You take a kid, right? A kid that loves his mom, a kid that loves his dad. The mom and the dad reinforce this love, but then something happens. The kid is abandoned by dad. The kid is abandoned by mom, or the kid is abandoned by mom and there's abuse. The kid starts to learn, wait a second, the thing that's supposed to help me and grow me up and teach me is the very thing that doesn't protect me, that takes from me, that makes me vulnerable. So what do I do? Number one, I have to make sure no one can ever do that again. And two, I have to make sure that if it does happen, it's me that's doing it. So the protection and the understanding what's natural from parent to protect child can easily be rewired to I'm a motherfucking savage. And when I'm out here, I'm going to do savage things. I'm going to do demon things. People that show me the smallest amounts of love, I'll kill for them. Why am I saying all of this? It's because when I look at Summer Walker, I see somebody that's in pain.
Yes.
And so when I look at her, I look at what it would take for somebody just to be like, I'm not even in search of love anymore. I've been put through the ringer. I'm not even in search for love. I don't even think that that's something that I can expect. I don't expect anyone to love me. I don't expect anyone. What I want now is somebody that I could just take from. So when I see all of this stuff, as much as I see intellectual decisions being made by somebody, as much as I see someone saying, hey, I'm going to do something and that thing is directly wrong or deviant in the way that we view relationships, I also see somebody that's just going, fuck it.
That's it. That is where she is right now.
Like somebody that's just going, you know what? Fuck it. Ain't nobody been there for me. Ain't nobody been there. So fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. And when I look at that and I see anything with that, when I look at this male loneliness thing that we talked about and all of this stuff, I go, people being in that position cannot be siloed. So when I tell you to care about the loneliness of people, when I tell you to care about the condition of people, I'm telling you, you need to do it for you. Because those people that feel that way, they're not living in a pit somewhere. They're not locked under the ground somewhere. They're around you and your children and your relationships and all of that. You are with them. You share community with them. So when someone has said, fuck it, they not saying fuck it somewhere siphoned off from everyone else. It might feel like they in the corners of the internet, but these are the people that we should care about how they're living life and dealing with things. And we should interrogate and ask ourselves questions about these things because they are with us. And when I looked at this, I saw a lot of people that was like, how can she be this way? And I'm like, a month ago, she told you guys that she was okay with being emotionally lonely and y'all cheered her. Y'all cheered her. Y'all was like, I get it. I understand. Y'all cheered her. And I'm like, nobody thought to say, wait a second. Saying that, I know how trash people are. No one thought to say, that's really sad. And maybe we should, now you will, because it affects you. And so to me, I'm not about to morally preach to nobody about how they want to live their life or what they think is sacred. But what I will say is sad and lonely people deserve for us to be able to have a conversation about why they're sad and lonely.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did not think that it wasn't sad. When I saw her do that, I thought, okay, like she's in a period where she's just protecting herself at the moment. Like that's honestly how I looked at it. I wasn't, but then I see this, and obviously this was even before she came out and said all of this, what we most recently talked about. It's not that I didn't think it was sad. Like I've been there before where it's like, this is where I am right now in my life because I've been hurt a little bit, but I eventually want to get back to the things that I know my heart really desires, which I really believe, and it kind of goes back to the whole Matrix thing. When you were talking about Neo and Trinity and the free will, it is that human connection that we absolutely desire. You like how I brought that back? I can't wait to watch the Matrix over the Thanksgiving holiday.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, man, these people gonna disappoint you in the whole thing. I'm not acting, you know.
Yeah, people suck.
Like these people gonna disappoint you in the whole thing, but like, there's a thing here. When there's a thing here, I think, and last thing I'll say, I'll be concise. I think that like we're starting to root for some things that I think are. I get why we root for them. Like I get why we root for them. Like I get why we take, and this is one thing about the internet and social media. I get why we take the way that we've been hurt and the stuff that we've gone through and we make them into talking points and we rally around people's hurt. Like I see people rally around the hurt. And I think that we should try to rally around the healing. And I know that sounds like bullshit and I get it, but like talking about talking about the ways that you've protected yourself and the ways that you've put walls up, I understand that that's important. I've done that, man. Like, but there's also a part of this where you want to be in celebration with people that have overcome, that have done some work, that have really been in community with themselves and others, to figure out how they can still love, to figure out how they can still be a part of it, to figure out, every time I hear somebody talking about their celibacy journey, I get into it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, sure.
But the only reason why is because every time I hear somebody talk about their celibacy journey, it seems like it's somebody that just went, you know what? Enough. Let's focus on me for a second. It's nobody's fault. Nothing's going on. But let's focus on me for a second. Let's focus on me for a second. I'll focus on me and I'll do all of this and I'll drink special teas and
I'm with it.
I'm like, so anyway.
I'm with it. All right, should we get out of here?
We do. Tom Brady said the N-word.
Do we have the audio? It was like, he didn't say like nigga. He said like.
Put the audio up.
Nigga.
Donnie, put the audio
They
up.
were putting him up.
The pump and Odighizuwa just blasting through Nicker. Excuse me.
Nicker.
Landon Dickerson right there.
Who was he trying to say?
Landon Dickerson.
Tom was testing the waters, man. Tom.
He apologized.
Remember the Tony Romo situation? Tom was testing. I see a lot of water testing. Tom was testing the waters, man.
The Romo one was so funny.
Tom was testing the waters, man.
The Romo was so funny.
Tom was seeing what was up.
We don't have a show on Thursday or for Friday. We don't have a Friday show because Thursday we will be celebrating Thanksgiving.
So no show on Friday. Thanksgiving. Hey, man, remember what happened. 25 million people above the Rio Grande living, working, having communities around here. When was the last time you saw an indigenous family? All right, just remember, it's about your family. I get it's about your family, but the reality of the situation is just take time to think about smallpox, raids, the killing of people and all of that stuff. Just take time to think about it. Like, just give it 5 seconds of thought.
Yeah.
5 minutes of thought in between quarters or in between. I know what it means now, but a lot of people slaughtered for you to be able to enjoy it with your family right now. Take that to the bank with you, you motherfuckers. While you now, fuck that shit. No, I'm just joking.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy. And
Happy Thanksgiving, but remember, Christmas
is a pagan holiday too.
Okay.
That's a fact. The Christmas is the celebration of the winter solstice. That's not even when, that's a pagan holiday. That's a fucking fact.
Be safe with your friends, with your family.
A lot of this shit
stay
is bullshit.
in community. But don't forget what happened. Don't forget.
Pagan holiday, Christmas. That's
we'll
pagan.
save it for December.
Santa Claus
you
was
can give
invented
that
by
speech
Coca-Cola.
in December.
Take your think caps off, but do not stop learning. I'm Van Lathan Jr.
I'm Rachel and Lindsay. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, it's me, Van. I know Coca-Cola didn't invent Santa Claus. I just had to say that because y'all, it is kind of like, look into it, but I get it, guys. But y'all know that shit ain't what Christmas is really about. But peace.